On committing to Illinois. I guess what went into your decision to transfer and come to Champaign?
Definitely. So, I graduated from Wofford, so I'm a graduate transfer. And the main decision was after I got home, we had spring ball at Wofford, and obviously the coronavirus came. I got home back to Charleston, and really just talking with my parents a lot, having a lot of family time. I had a lot of success last year at the FCS level, and it really just pushed me all the time with my family and really talking about what I want out of my last year of college football. I really wanted to challenge myself, and that's why I initially entered the portal. I really just wanted to challenge myself at a much higher level. And Illinois specifically, I entered the portal thinking, I want to go play at a high level of college football, so the Big Ten, obviously. I want an opportunity to play, compete for a spot, which they graduated their right guard position, so I really want to go compete for that spot. And the academic piece is really important to me, and their Master's in Finance is a great program. So those three things were huge.
Why so much the push for a challenge? Why not maybe continue your success that you had already seen at Wofford?
Definitely. I think initially I was ready to go back to Wofford, and I felt myself. I don't want to say I was getting complacent or lazy, but I definitely felt like if I did make the jump to the Big Ten or a big conference, I would really have to push myself and challenge myself like I never have before. And my long-term goal is to play in the NFL, and what better way than to push yourself to the limit. So I knew if I wanted to do that, and if I wanted to continue that dream, it would be a really good opportunity to facilitate that.
Do you feel like Illinois is a good stepping stone and a good place that'll help you get there?
Definitely. You know more than anybody. Illinois, especially from the offensive line perspective, has tremendous talent. So I wanted to go somewhere where I felt like I'm not just going to be – there were plenty of schools I felt that I could have went and played, all three positions in the front, guard, center, guard, or I would have been able to be thrown in anywhere, and that would have been an upgrade for them. But at Illinois, they have great guys up front, and I feel like if I can just, be a catalyst in that group, scouts are already looking at that group a lot, and I think that's obviously a huge attraction for me. They're already on an upward trend. They already have a huge established presence from an offensive line perspective. So that was really big for me. I think that I feel like I can really develop there more so than other places.
Awesome. Were you a center at Wofford?
At Wofford, yeah.
Now
yep,
you
I'm
want.
center.
Do you feel like that'll be a difficult transition for you to maybe move to the right?
I don't think so. I think the coaching, Coach McClain, the offensive line coach, I think he's going to do a great job of getting me ready. And I'm doing things obviously home right now, learning as much as I can on the front end to get ready for that. So that's another back to the whole NFL thing. If you do want to pursue that option, they really like you to be able to play guard and center, especially if you played center all your years in college. They would really like for you to be able to play both positions. So if that's my goal, I need to be able to play both. And if I can play both in the Big Ten, then I can do anything. So that was actually more of an attraction to me. Snapping the ball's fun and all, but getting your hands free might be a little more exciting.
For sure. Was it an ultimate goal for you to go to a Power 5 school, maybe out of high school, and where the offer's not there for you initially?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So I played at a small high school in Charleston, South Carolina, and I had a few FCS offers. So that was really the cap for me. Obviously that still has a sour taste in my mouth because I felt like I was able to do things at the FCS level, and then when we played Power 5 teams, I was able to do really well. So, that's definitely a reason why I entered the portal. I was like, they didn't believe in me then. I really think I can prove them wrong now. So that's definitely been a chip on my shoulder ever since I got to Wofford that I wasn't able to get FBS offers. But I can't thank Wofford enough though. I'm so glad I went there.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, my bad.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. So where, I guess, maybe are there some other intangibles that maybe made you choose Illinois besides there being, a need for the position and just how you wanted to develop as a player? Was there anything about the team culture that maybe made you choose Illinois over other schools?
Yeah, so Doug Kramer, the center, and then Palcho, he's the tackle. They're both captains. I thought that was super cool. And Coach McClain, the offensive line coach, and Coach Lovie Smith obviously articulated that to me, how cool that is. The guys I would technically be playing in between, those are two of the captains on the team. So that's obviously a huge culture thing, and that doesn't happen by accident. I think that was really cool. And obviously Coach Smith in the culture they have there. And, obviously he was a coach in the NFL. He coached in the Super Bowl, NFL Coach of the Year. You can't really you can't really beat that from a culture standpoint and a development standpoint. So I figured, it's going to be ran like a tight ship, and obviously that's something I want to be a part of. I don't want to just win. That obviously facilitates winning, but that's really important to me to go somewhere where it's fun, it's a good environment, and people we want to win. So definitely, Coach Smith was a huge part of that.
Definitely. Did you see Palcho and Doug? They had been posting stuff on Twitter. I don't know if you're on social media a ton, but they were like pushing cars because they couldn't get into the weight room, so they were just like pushing their SUVs down driveways and stuff. So
it's hilarious.
No, it's definitely impressive. So I guess maybe for you, did you see the success that Illinois had this year, and what does it feel like to maybe be on a program that's kind of on an up climb?
Yeah, that was definitely one of the things I was looking for, a school that was on an upward trend. I definitely didn't want to go somewhere where it was, they were really bad last year, had a huge coaching change, or the program was in disarray. So that was really cool to see. And obviously the huge Wisconsin, that was crazy. So I'm excited to continue that. And, the schedule for next year, Minnesota, Ohio State, these teams, we win, we're going to win those games. And when we do, that's how you get national recognition. And, that's why you want to play in the Big Ten at a place like Illinois. So the winning trend is huge because that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, will it be kind of neat for you to experience that and now maybe be on these, big college stages that you probably saw on TV? These are the big ones that are kind of televised. Can you imagine yourself in that moment?
Yeah, definitely. We at FCS level. So my freshman year we played Ole Miss. Sophomore year we played Wyoming, and Ole Miss, Wyoming, South Carolina, Clemson. My 4 years, and we always look forward to those games. And those are always the fun games because 60 to 80,000 people would be there. And now thinking every week that atmosphere, and when you feed off of it, like I always play my best games against like the Clemsons and South Carolinas. So I'm excited to get that atmosphere week in, week out. That obviously is it's a really cool thing, and that's obviously. Hopefully, we can play in front of people next year if that works out. So, but yeah, it's exciting.
Right? No kidding. A stadium without fans, I don't know. It'll be like a scrimmage.
Yeah, it'd be like practice.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope that's not the case because you deserve to be there playing with fans. I can't imagine them having it without. But so you have 1 year of eligibility remaining?
Yes, ma'am.
So not getting, I guess, a spring this season, do you feel like it's going to be kind of a quick transition or a difficult one, just having to jump in right away into the fall?
Well, so from a football standpoint, I actually participated in spring ball at Wofford. So I was initially coming back. So I do have that under my belt. Okay. So I'm not going to be as rusty per se. But definitely just not being around the Illinois program until hopefully I can get there soon in the summer. But that's obviously up in the air. But yeah, no, it's definitely going to be a weird transition, coming in. But I'm doing as much Zoom and as much, playbook work as possible to try to be prepared for that.
Yeah. What do you feel like you can do just with one season of eligibility? Do you feel like you'll be able to make an impact given you'll just kind of have a short time with the program?
Definitely that's the goal. That's the goal of the grad transfer, hopefully to bring in someone who can be a catalyst and who can jumpstart a certain position. And that's something what I want to do. Whatever my role is, if it's lead, I obviously want to play and I want to, help the team in that way. But anything I can do to help the team win will be good. But yeah, obviously my goal is to, enhance the offensive line position and make a run for the Big Ten championship. So
for sure. Now, how do you feel about, I guess, the grad transfer culture at Illinois? There has been a lot of grad transfers that have come in and been some of the most dominant players in the program. Do you see yourself kind of in those same shoes?
I hope so. Yeah. Like I said, I wouldn't have committed to Illinois if I didn't think I had an opportunity to be that. But at the same time, I know that there's a lot of work that needs to be done to get to that point. So yeah, I'm not naive to the fact that the Southern Conference is a lot different than the Big Ten and the players in the Big Ten. So I'm just trying to do as much work as I can right now to prepare for that. But obviously that's the goal.
Are you ready to play in 19-degree weather?
That's something I can't prepare for in Charleston, South Carolina, but I better get used to it. So I actually was born in New Hampshire. I lived there for 9 years before Charleston, so I guess maybe I'm used to it a little bit, but yeah, not as much. I need to get used to it.
Yeah. Will that be different for you, maybe having your family so close to where you were playing football now, making the jump kind of further away from them, and maybe they won't be able to come to as many games?
Yeah, we're fortunate enough. My parents, they can travel a good bit to the game, so I think they're gonna try to make it as much as possible. So I mean, it's my job to start to play, and then once I can get that done, we're gonna get them out to the game. So I got to do my job first.
So what are you up to right now? I take it, a lot of people now have some downtime with the whole coronavirus thing. Have you been doing anything interesting during these past couple
Mm-hmm.
months?
Yeah, I've been actually really fortunate. I have full access to a gym here,
Right.
so I've been able to really hone in because I know I need to, like frankly, I just need to get bigger, to play in the Big Ten, especially at the guard position. So I'm really trying to work on that a lot. And Wofford classes are still in session, so I'm finishing up those. So yeah, I mean it's a lot of change going on right now, but just trying to stay busy. So working out really and doing schoolwork.
Yeah, just trying to gain weight, gain muscle,
Oh
get
yeah, for sure. That's a
faster.
big thing. Eating right. Yeah.
Good.
Like I said, trying to be prepared.
Absolutely. Is it a little daunting, or are you nervous at all, or what are you maybe most looking forward to?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely nervous. I could have went back to Wofford and had a easy starting spot and hopefully done the same things I did last year and bigger and better. And it's obviously I'm leaving all my friends at Wofford, but at the same time, change is growth for people, and I know that's hopefully this change is going to facilitate growth in myself from a football standpoint, academic standpoint, and personal standpoint. So I'm really excited. I mean, I know some people at Illinois already. There was a coach on the Wofford staff, Coach Amini, who coaches at Illinois now. So that's a cool connection for me. I've been talking to the guys, so I think I'm gonna hit the ground running when I get there.